all parents who visit pediatricians have this common complaint, especially the mothers, that my child is not eating or my child has not gained adequate weight. Is this so common? What is the science behind this? Let us see in today's video. Hi friends, I am Dr. Karamat and this is Scientific Doctor channel. In this channel, on every Wednesday, new videos are being released on health topics explained in a simple way. If you want to see such videos, kindly subscribe to this channel. Also press the bell icon adjacent to it to get notifications on new content immediately. Today's topic is so common that almost all parents at some point of time have brought this complaint to their doctor. My child is not eating, or my child is not eating properly, or my child has not adequate weight gain, especially kids under 5 years of age. Whenever a child is brought with such complaints, we often go through these 5 steps. The first step is whether this is real or perceived. To identify this, every child's weight and height are plotted on a growth chart. These growth charts, today available even in app forms, give an idea about how the child is growing. The second point to be noted is the child in question is in which age group. Child less than 1 year or more than 1 year. Usually the growth rate itself slows down after 1 year of age. So the weight gain in the first year will not be the same as the weight gain after. Third question is, what is the type of diet, including the snacks and the meals the child is taking, and what is the complaint? Is the child not taking enough diet in the form of meals or enough diet overall? What is the complaint to this child? Fourth point to be noted is, what is the child's overall activities and development? If the activities and development are normal, more often than not, the problem is less likely to be serious. Fifth point is whether this poor eating is for certain types of food. That is, the child continues to take only a certain type of food and avoid all other foods. This is called selective or picky eating. After noting these 5 points, the doctor notices the presence of any danger signs. What are the danger signs? If the child's development or growth is abnormal, the child is lagging behind. The second danger sign is if the child is actively losing weight. It is one thing not to gain weight, but more dangerous is losing weight. For example, if a child who was 12 kg 3 months ago is again 12 kg now, that may not be so significant when compared to another child who was 13 kg 3 months ago, now it's 12 kg, probably 1 month later 11.5, that is even more alarming. The third danger sign is, along with poor eating and poor weight gain, if there are any other symptoms pertaining to any other system, then that is also considered a danger sign. If there are no danger signs, then how does the doctor diagnose this condition? There is no diagnostic test for this condition. What the doctor does is basically history taking from the mother and plotting on the growth chart. Especially all of us must understand that not all kids are equal. In biology, nothing is equal. So all of them are within the range. So this range is what we are after, and the comparison is not with the other kids, but comparison is with himself or herself. What do I mean? That is, if the kid was small to begin with but is growing regularly, then it is not a problem at all. What is a problem is big deviations, downward or upward deviations in the growth chart. So after plotting in the growth chart, if the child does not have any danger signs, what should be done for this child who has poor eating or poor weight gain? First of all, we all must understand few of the normal phenomenon. As I already said, a child's growth rate slows down after 1 year of age. So naturally the child's food intake may also be little less after 1 year of age. Especially after 1 year of age, as the child starts to move around, that is the child has started walking, the child's interest in food goes a little down because child wants to explore the world. Next, what is a child eating? Child is not like us. Child will not have 3 square meals a day. What will instead the child, especially between 1 to 5, will have is 3 meals and probably 2 to 3 snacks per day. So whenever we say poor eating, we must understand what is the child not eating, whether it is foods at the meals time or the snacks. Some kids, especially if given high calorie snacks, may not eat properly during meals time. Child cannot have large volume of food, so snacks are absolutely essential. But what the child has during snacks time has an impact on how much the food the child has during the meals time. So what should be done for these poor eaters? We must understand a child who is eating poorly but is otherwise normal is not a great problem, and it is definitely not a cause for tension or stress. In most households with kids with poor eating, the meals time becomes a battle time. This must certainly be avoided. What must be encouraged is the child's meals should coincide with the family members' feeding time. That is, there should be interaction among family members during eating. The child should be also made to be a part of that. Probably a high sitting chair or stool can be provided, and child can be made to sit along with other family members and be fed. What the child feeds again is important. Usually during meals time, what is encouraged is family pot feeding after 1 year of age. What is the meaning? Essentially all the meals of the kids also should be from the what the family is eating at that time, probably little modified for the children. Usually what we have seen is children are fed with a different type of diet in a separate bowl in a separate time, and they are chased and children run away. So this should be changed. Limit distractions during meals like television or mobiles or games. As the child is growing older, give some amount of freedom. The child should be allowed to regulate his or her own appetite. That is, child should not be forced to complete the meals what is expected by the mother or the parent. If the child leaves something in the plate, that is okay. You need not force the child so that the child develops aversion and the child's next meal also becomes a problem. Self-feeding should be encouraged beyond 15 to 18 months of age, even from utensils. And if the child spills something, that is acceptable, and child leaves something, that is not food wastage, that is part of the training process. What should be strictly avoided is negotiations over healthy foods. Mothers, in their zeal to give healthy foods, often have lines like this: if you eat this vegetable, I will give a chocolate. What happens is, in child's mind, chocolate becomes a liked food more than a vegetable. This is reinforced by us giving like these negotiations. This should be strictly avoided. Choice should be given between healthy foods only. The next point is, if the child has skipped a meal or has taken less, the child should not be immediately provided with an alternative like a cup of milk or a cup of juice. What happens is, the child realizes that if the child is not eaten during the meal time, the child will be given a cup of milk. So the next time this is reinforced and the child often skips meals. The child's meals time and snacks times should be kept constant and they should be adhered to even if the child has skipped a meal. Skipping one meal is not going to cost a lot in the long run. Coming to the snacks, these snacks should be healthy like some fruits, salads, and fast foods, junk foods, chips and cookies should be avoided as snacks. I have put a separate video on snacks containing high amount of sugars. Kindly refer to that also. In essence, the child eating should not become a battleground between the mother and the child. A facilitative feeding where the child is also given some amount of freedom, often leads to better outcomes in the long run than forced feeding. Friends, on this topic probably we can talk for hours together, but I have tried to put the salient points together. If you like this video, kindly share it among your friends and relatives. If you have doubts, put it in the comment section. I'll try to answer them all. If there are many more doubts, I'll make a separate video on them. If you want to see such videos, kindly subscribe to this channel. Till we meet again, bye.